Well. We can't have this. I got some work to do to correct what I've done here. Here we go. That's a lot better. Now, everything is actually lined up with the foundations, they're colored correctly, I've run the pipes underneath, there's actually been progress. So now that we've got that over with, what are we doing in this episode? Well, as you can see, oh, train honked at me. Okay, good train. If you look on the right side of the screen, if we pull down here so in dark so you can see what the text says, you know, we have done the 120 rubber refineries. What we need to do, and we're trying to finish off what I call stage 1, which is like basic raw resource processing, which means that we also need to pull in the water, and that's not 11 water extractors, we need to pull in 13 water extractors. So yeah, that's me miscounting when I was setting up exactly what I needed for this factory in the first place. We need 13 water extractors, and we also need to set up the 58 compacted coal assemblers. And I want to do something a little bit like different with that. Like we've been running all of these like long ass manifold lines, and I don't necessarily think that just having that all over the factory is going to look super nice. So I am going to do something a little bit cool with that part. So what does it look like here now with these refineries? Each refinery needs 30 crude oil, and each refinery exits 20 rubber per minute and 20 heavy oil residue per minute. And in the factory, it can store 50 oil here and it can store 50 out, and that can stack to 200. So this here will plug it before it can hit 200 when we start it, because we need to troubleshoot everything as well. So that's also something we need to keep in mind. What's important is like, is every single machine running? Is the oil coming into everything? We'll see when we try that out. We'll also have to double check that this like balancing system that actually works, or like focus system that makes sure that all of these like split lines with weird numbers in them turns into the 6 lines of 600 that we do need. All of that stuff is stuff we need to troubleshoot at the end, but let's get going because we don't have that much time left. We are going out behind that pillar with all the nice spicy rocks on them, those spicy rocks, and we are setting up 13 water extractors out here to bring in, what is it, like 3,900 cubic meters per minute, per second. That'd be a lot. No, per minute of water that will be used on the next floor up above this, where we will be setting up the fuel blenders. Those fuel blenders, those 32 fuel blenders, will be fed by the heavy oil residue and the water and turn it into diluted fuel that we will then combine with the compacted coal or compact coal into turbofuel in 96 fuel refineries. So that combo of compact coal and fuel will make all the turbo fuel we need, which will then go into the 134 overclocked fuel generators that will burn turbo fuel for power. So that's basically like what's going to happen, and all of that, like the fuel blending and the plastic refinery, and those 35 plastic refineries that will output the 2070 plastic that we need. Those are going to all of that's going to go on the next floor up here on top of this. And then on top of that, we will have the turbofuel being processed and created, and it will go into like there will be a big section that is just like storage, these like where are they, industrial fluid buffers, because I want to have like tons and tons and tons and tons of it backed up in case something happens, and also because we are running, part of our resources are coming in on trains, and trains are notoriously fickle, because like there's multiple trains running at that station. So what happens if that tiny train gets blocked there and has to wait like an extra minute, and because the big train is there, will that slow things down? Okay, then we need to compensate for that and make sure that there's still enough turbo fuel that the generators can keep running efficiently. Because if they can't, and we are using that to balance out our nuclear power generation and stuff like that later, which will make sense then we are screwed if this power station stops. Because it will be almost half of our total power in this world. So we need to make sure that this can actually always run completely efficiently, and that nothing can get in its way. So yeah, that's super important. And yeah, we will just get started with today's mission, which is going to be the water and the compacted coal. And the water will come in over here. So let's see how that looks when I'm done with it. All right, here we are. Water is coming in, and a lot of it. So if we look, there's 13 of them. They are all fully overclocked to the maximum. And as you can see, I have just stacked up the pipes like this. I wanted to just have a little bit of fun with the pipes. Like, I knew that I needed pumps on everything. I knew that it needed to go up a certain amount of distance, like all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't really matter what I'm doing here. So yeah, what I did was just like make sure that all the pipes are stacking up, and then I split them and I fan them out like this, and bring that final 300 in and up it goes. Gets pumped again, the final distance. This is also really good because it makes sure that you don't get like sloshing up and down like here in the pipes. Like it's going to be pumped constantly, like into this over here. We go this full distance over here. I like this like I might do something with that if I have like yeah, will have that later, but where I have this interchange, so they're not straight on top of each other, they're like in a zigzag pattern. That might look very nice later, so I might do that. But yeah, then we go in here. Here we have the power coming in that for the pumps and everything, and over here we have a similar fluid buffer to the other side, where if we open this, you can see they are all full of water. I haven't made the balancing system in front of it, because I don't really need to, because I know that there's 600 in every pipe here, and there's 300 in this. I already know that because of how they're connected down there. There's two pumping 300 into one 600 pipe, or one Mark II pipe. Then it goes over here, and up here's gonna be the second floor. This is gonna be the logistics floor for the second floor. So the pumps or the pipes going here, I need to place out like pumps and everything to make sure that it actually goes up. But yeah, I just wanted to give you an idea of the like aesthetic that I want to create here, and then I will, once everything is set up here, I will just go take architecture, and I will go for like something like this, where I have the frame wall around the whole thing, right? Just as an example, I might do something like entirely different with it when it actually comes down to it, but let's see if I can. What I'm gonna do is that, just to give you guys an idea. Boom. Where the pipes, without clipping, goes in, they go up and they're visible, and I placed it with these visible, like, so they will actually like have a visual indicator Okay, I don't like that. I will have to do something janky over here to make that work. But yeah, so what you will see these indicators actually move. So we got some movement in the factory, and then I'm thinking that like on each side of this, like either back there or on front here, that I have all of these conveyors coming in, right? With all the rubber. So that rubber goes up and then over and is doing its thing here logistically, and then it goes up and becomes plastic to a certain degree, and then I will move over everything ultimately to the front here and into the trains where we can move out the plastic and rubber that we have. So yeah, like that's basically what I did there. I've been piping up all of this stuff. Same thing here. I kind of wanted these so that I could see if they were pumping. Like if this is running, like it's a very easy way to see like if it is actually doing its thing or if there is a blockage somewhere if I don't get an indication on this. So these are quite nice to have not everywhere, because they like this in my opinion looks a lot cleaner, but having this sometimes with the indication is very, very nice, so that you can see if everything's working. But yeah, they go out like 600 goes over here and is split, and then another 600 is run over to the other side here where it is split, and then like 300 goes into each side. And then I learned, and this is a fun one, I watched someone called Jeffrey Place on YouTube, really nice voice, who said like if you just make sure that the pipe doesn't have an end, that it doesn't hit an end, so that it loops, it solves a lot of the bugginess with the Mark II pipe and stuff like that. So yeah, my idea was literally just like, okay, let's pipe stuff in and let's try this and see if it works. And if it works here, either way, it looks pretty nice. Like if you look here, looks it gives something to it that I enjoy. So like just visually. So if it doesn't have any effect either way, I might just do this because it looks cool. But yeah, then we have the heavy oil residue is going to be pumped out here, and all of these on each side, like this collects 20 refineries worth, and this collects 20 refineries. So that's 40 refineries. Oh, whoa! How did I get in here? Okay, there. And then we have another 40 refineries, and like you get 20 going in on this line and 20 going in on this line. Because if we look at it, 20 x 20, 400, so I can't run both lines together because that's 800 and our fastest belt can do 780. So that's not going to work. This is what I have come up with instead. And so that means that we need to have 6 lines, 6 pipes, like everything in sixes on the next floor as well to make sure that it works. And yeah, then that's the water run in and like the fluid dynamics here. And I just wanted to make like something that looked nice over here when I did like a frame and stuff. Like just testing some stuff out. It's gonna be fun to see how I apply. I've learned a lot playing this series as well because I have to think about things differently when I'm teaching you guys and showing how the game works. So it becomes a different like I've learned a lot just in terms of like small details and like mechanical stuff, and like comments have taught me some stuff about the mechanics that I didn't know about and everything. So yeah, it's really nice. And yeah, with that we have all our water in. So next step after that, after we've pulled in all of our oil, we've pulled in the water, that all that raw resource processing, so to speak, is done. The next level of it is the compacted coal. We have the raw resources coming in right here, but we need to add the machines that actually make our compacted coal. So what is that gonna look like? Like I said, I want to do something special with it. I'm thinking like, imagine this, like if I took all of this and just like folded it in on itself, kind of thing, like, or folded it on top of itself. That is my idea for this, and it's gonna be fun to see if I can feed that properly and everything. So might be troubleshooting hell, we'll see. And with no further ado, let's see what it turns out like. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, here we go. Yeah, if you look at this. All right. So we have 2 setups with 29 assemblers in each, and a ton of splitters and mergers and everything. So instead of like making long ass line with 29, like 30 on one side and or 15 on one side and 14 on the other, I decided to stack them like this and make something funny looking. That I just like the look of the like collection lines here. So if you look at it, like technically, this is the line that is the back, and then it goes over and it collects every part, and then over here it collects the last like machine's output over here. Then it goes over and it collects the next level over here all the way down, and the highest level or the top level down here, and it just goes over. So if I look at it from this, we will always see stuff moving there. Same thing, like if we look here, you can see on the front, I decided to have this as an open thing. I'm also gonna do something similar with what I showed with the pipes back there, like kind of want it open and showing somehow. And I will figure out how to do that. But generally, I just want this to be visible, that the coal and sulfur is like moving into the machines and everything. So what it comes down to now is that the memory search is complete. Okay, that's cool. Let's go check what did we get. We have nothing that I need for the end game, but this is some fun stuff. With this, I get non-fissile uranium. That's one way of getting rid of uranium waste. And let's go for that one and then start another. There we go. And now, without further ado, let's actually look at our power consumption. All right. About 7,000, give or take. It ticks up and down a little bit. Let's go to the priority power switch because I don't necessarily want things to mess up. I'm actually going to put that in priority group 2 because it's super important that these works to feed these with the sulfur, right? So let's go like so. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn off the northern factory and I'm going to turn off the western factory to give ourselves a little bit of extra power availability. So you can see like we're now down to that, and this is on, right? But I haven't started the sections. So let's start with flowing out oil here, right? And then when the oil is flowing, as you can see, it's everything going full blast here. What we're looking for now is, are these dropping? If we look here, drain and fill rate, is any of them dropping? This isn't filling at all. And I wonder why, because we are getting all of them at full blow here, I think. Well, this one is a little bit, okay. Well, here's something you do. When you're running factories, like big factories with a lot of liquids and everything like this, don't just start the factories and let it like pump and everything. Like, yay, this looks really cool and it looks like it's working. Like if I look, 600, 600, 600. Yep, 600 across the board. But if we look here, there is something happening, right? There's a fill rate and drain rate that is the same, so now it's standing still. Does that mean that some other of these are... Nope, they look to be about the same. Okay. But this one is a little bit weird. Interesting. Well, what is happening right now is all the pipes out to all the machines all over this place in the refineries, they are filling up. So what we're waiting for is for the flow rate here to chill the F out. So that if we go over to the one at the back here, this hasn't even started filling yet. Or it's broken, let's see. And it is not filled. Like this one, when it's full, will start going up and it will start pumping up. So the flow rate goes in. It is going up and down a little bit, which means that there's sloshing in the pipes. So right now we're just waiting for the pipes to fill up fully. Once they are, then and only then will we turn on these machines. But yes, and as you can see, like I removed that again. But as you can see now, we're going into like a troubleshooting phase. And that means that we want to see, do we get our rubber on every line? Like, is every line working or is something disconnected? Will the pipes fill up with the heavy oil residue that is actually going to be the source for our power for the foreseeable future? Like, all of that kind of stuff is stuff that we need to double check. Same thing with this. I'm probably gonna hook these up to sinks over here somewhere and see how the compacted coal flows out. Because what is important here is I need to check that the train is bringing in sulfur fast enough. Because even if we have the sulfur over there being mined fast enough, can we bring it over here fast enough that it goes in at the rate it needs for this to be running at 100% efficiency? That is the question. And that is the big challenge with trains as well, to make them efficient. It's like sometimes you need like a second train, and that train might just literally be picking up like 2 or 3 stacks every time, but it's what you need to run it at max efficiency, but you're using a lot of extra power. Like, that is the danger with using train, is the downside, that it's not very power efficient all the time. So yeah, let's double check, have our flow rates here chilled. They have. This one is still not done. And still not done. This one is still being a bit weird. Fill rate is at 0. The drain rate is also going down. This is really fun, figuring this stuff out. Ain't fluids in Satisfactory fun? I really hope that is something they fix with the 1.0 update, that they actually do create some kind of solution to it, like either with the recipes or with like whatever it is that helps us be able to use liquids accurately. Let's see, I think now everything is full. Okay, now let's start this. And is anything here still red or yellow? It is not. They're all getting fueled. Perfect! No bugs for me. And here we go. Rubber is coming in. We are getting... Oh, that one's already full. Oh, damn. That one's fast. But yeah, like now we are seeing the pipes fill up. The machines are filling up. As you can see, they should be able to fill up to 50, so that's also something that I'm doing on purpose. These will run until the heavy oil residue is full, but then they will keep pumping oil in until the oil is full in every single machine. That is specifically because now that I started them, some of these pipes just instantly emptied. And that is also a problem, because I don't want that. I want the pipes to be full into the machine, and I want the pipes to be full out of the machine. Because that makes it so that the machine will be able to run at max capacity or max efficiency. So starting them like this in like staggered stages as you build them couples very well with being able to do the troubleshooting the way that it should. While this is doing its thing, let's go over here and start this monstrosity. I'm going to show you a little bit how it works when I start it, so that's why I wanted to skip over to this part. There we go. Very nice. Added some power consumption there. So now sulfur is split in 3, so 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. And then one goes in here, boom, and then it goes in and it's split amongst everything. And then if we move up one floor, you can see that we also have here that is being split. Same thing goes for the coal. I've just staggered them like this to make it look a little bit better, and also because I've made that line go like be on top. So I haven't put logistics floor between these. Rather, I've put them outside for the output here and in front for the input. Because this, I just wanted to do something that kind of visually looks nice. So if I, for example, take a glass frame foundation here and I run that here, right? It means that I can go here and I can go here and like go like, ooh, all the nice code and everything. So yeah, that's a little bit of like why I had this idea. So yeah, let's check that it actually functions. All right. Honk. Are we getting enough sulfur in to run this? It doesn't look like it. That might be the pause though. I might need to double up on the amount of storage, and I might need to put in another train. While I am doing checking a little bit of that and everything, we'll skip ahead to when I'm actually done with checking through every single, because I'm gonna go basically do this. There's full, there's full, there's full, there's full. I'm gonna be able to do this for every single pipe, so that I know that every single pipe actually outputs heavy oil residue as well and don't get stuck somewhere. Or rather, I will do that same thing, but I will be doing it under here, because these tends to bug out, like the pipeline floor hole. They tend to bug out sometimes in blueprints, so that's what I want to double check. So I need to go do that for every single part here, all the way down the line. So yeah, I'll be back once I have thoroughly checked everything and know that it's running perfectly. We are back, and I have checked every single pipe in and out. Well, in I didn't have to check, I just did it anyway, but because we saw everything turn green when we started the machines before, we know that every single machine actually gets the oil it should. But yeah, if we look here, I'm getting the oil, every single pipe is getting everything out. The only real problem that I found, or like mistake that I had made, was over here, and I was on the second layer here. I hadn't actually plugged in these belts, the middle belts that pulls down the line here. So only the front 2 machines were working and the rest were standing still. And that was true for both, because these are blueprints. So like I basically went bloop, and then I had 29 over there, and bloop, and I had 29 over there. It's over here. Where is it? There. 29, go back to coal. So with that, and a lot of coupons later, so I'll buy the alkali aluminum sheets, because I'm still not producing that, I have fixed this part, but I still don't know if I've fixed it with the trains. That's stuff that I'm gonna check between the episodes, because that's just like literally I have to wait, because right now all of the compacted coal that I have made needs to empty out of the lines, and as you can see, they haven't done that yet. So once they have emptied out entirely, then I can see if I actually get enough sulfur in. I have added a second train over here. So if we look on the map, you can see the sulfur train 1 and 2 that run over here, and they dump their sulfur. It says it's 1,116 items per minute, but that's just how much that's being delivered per minute. But if this doesn't empty, that's not necessarily a accurate number. So yeah, I have to basically run a lot of testing here to make sure that, okay, we are actually getting all of it in that we want. And that's a big thing that we need to figure out. And hopefully, at the end of it, when we've done all the tests, all of that is like said and done, and it's settled, we are getting the compacted coal at 100% efficiency. But like I said, that's a finicky thing that I'll be looking at, because like if we're still not getting all the like sulfur in that we need to then increase the speed of transfer, I'm going to split the input there into 2 freight trains or freight stations instead. Add a second freight what is a freight car here, so that I'm getting 2 of them instead, and I'm splitting it between these 2, bringing it in here, and bringing it down and merging it, or merging it up here. We'll see. So that I actually get all the sulfur that I need in a timely manner to run and produce all the compacted coal. Like it is that important that I'm spending like this is I've literally spent like 3 minutes explaining this and going through why I'm doing like what I'm doing, and it's so important that if this doesn't actually be like isn't brought in fast enough, because see here it stops. That's not because that is empty. That's because it stops delivering while it is transferring the cargo from the freight car to the freight station. So the second it is done, as you can see now, when it's done, it says boop, and then the sulfur starts flowing again. And it's like full, or almost full. So yeah, like I have to keep an eye on this. You can see it drives away, which means that it couldn't deliver everything. It was full. So that's also something that I need to keep in mind. It's like, just because they're full or like can't deliver everything doesn't mean that it's actually still getting here fast enough. So like it's finicky as all hell, but it is literally like the make it or break it for the factory if I can get this to work. And if I can't get it to work, I'm gonna have to rip this station, or not rip it down, but I'm gonna have to make conveyor belts all the way from over there over here with the sulfur instead, to make sure that it runs on a stable way. That's how important it is. So testing will continue, and like if you want to make a similar system that I've done here with the collection, my tip, like as just how to do it, because you can do this and like model it however you want, but basically figure out what's the back of your system over here, and then run this midline through first, so you know which outputs you have available to plug into the merger that is the output from your machines, and then just like see what you can do. Like in this case, there's going to be one uneven there because there's like not a 10th machine over here, and the same thing goes over here. Or the same thing isn't true on this side. On this side you don't see that problem. So, but I figured like, I need to take a few shortcuts to make sure that I can make as much of this series as possible before the 10th of September, and that's something I'm fine with. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, we are making the compacted coal, we're making the water, we're now making the rubber and heavy oil residue. So, next step after that is going to be the fuel blenders and the plastic refineries. And that's going to be on Sunday. And then in the next episode on Thursday next week, if we are lucky and stars align and I don't have a ton of stuff stopping me from being able to do it, we will have the Turbofuel and the overclocked fuel generators that will be set up and running, and this place will be practically done. And I might skip decorating specifically so that I can like get going with other stuff. Yeah. So we got more sulfur. Hopefully it turns out the way that I want, but as far as I can see, they keep emptying faster than they are filling up. That is not a good thing. It should be pretty even. But yeah, I'll be running this, and we'll see how it works. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. And if you like this one, hit the like button, subscribe, and show up for the next video. Watch my other videos on this channel. Like, I have a tips and tricks video, and there's a video on the Satisfactory calculator and like how to use that to manipulate your maps and stuff. Go for it. Go watch that, and check out like smart factories, the concepts that I've shown, and like all that kind of fun stuff. There's a ton of interesting stuff in that, and so far I've gotten very, very positive responses from them. So I think if you like Satisfactory, you can find some really cool stuff there. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!